Welcome to this video tutorial from the National Union of Students. This tutorial looks at using custom reports on the NSS results site to run in-depth analysis on your National Student Survey data, breaking it down by more than one variable or answering queries you enter. This tutorial is primarily aimed at Students' Union staff, learner voice practitioners and university or college staff who will be manipulating their organisation's NSS results. It's not really aimed at students or student reps unless you're really keen and have access to the internal NSS site, which is restricted. We also assume a basic knowledge of the NSS and how to use it, as covered in our introductory course. Access to the internal results site is restricted to authorised users registered with TechSoonerTech. Each university or college is allocated one super user who has the power to create up to 20 standard user accounts for more people to access the data. Each Students' Union also has the right to a super user account, which is verified with TechSooner either through your institution's super user or through NUS. If you don't know who your super user is, contact nss@techsoonertech.com. If you're a Students' Union, contact nss@nus.org.uk in the first instance. We recommend that super users are members of permanent staff rather than elected student officers wherever possible. Accounts are linked to your name, and having a permanent staff member allows the same account to be used year after year. For more information about the results site and to see a tour of its main features, see our video Accessing the NSS Results website in our introductory course. Analysing your NSS data in the way shown in this tutorial will require you to have a working browser and a valid copy of Microsoft Excel. This tutorial will show you how to perform operations in Windows using Excel 2013. Other versions in Excel for Mac may have commands and functions in slightly different places. From experience, we don't recommend trying to do full-on NSS analysis on a tablet or smartphone. Try and get hold of a laptop or desktop PC if at all possible. Having a separate mouse can make things easier, although I'll be using my laptop's touchpad for this demonstration. So why use custom reports? Custom reports can do a lot more with your data than you can by downloading the static spreadsheets. Custom reports allow you to ask questions of the data and to test hypotheses. It's the only way you can break the data down by more than one variable. As an example of the type of query you could only answer using custom reports, my education officer has heard from course reps and anecdotally that female students in the engineering department are less satisfied than male students, possibly because only 20% of the department's female. I can test this theory by using custom reports to filter out just engineering students and show me the results for female and male students in the department. Another way you can use custom reports is to produce bespoke spreadsheets to share with other people. For example, you could produce a headline report for all courses in a particular department, or produce a spreadsheet highlighting your institution compared to several competitors. We'll undertake these analyses during the course of this tutorial and the next. Finally, if you're not confident analysing your data in Excel, custom reports are a way of avoiding manipulating the data in a spreadsheet, as the calculations are done for you. So let's log into the website, not forgetting to tick the Terms and Conditions box. To get to the Custom Reports section, click on Custom Reports on the left-hand side. Here you set your initial parameters. You can choose to run a custom report on your institution's internal data or the public data available from all participating universities and colleges. We'll stick with your organisation for now and click Create New Report. First of all, similar to your student comments, you need to select the data you wish to include in your custom reports. The first selection is between registered or taught students. We recommend using taught data, as if you're a university, this will exclude data from any partner colleges you have, and if you're a college, it'll include students on all your courses, regardless of which institution they're registered with. Next, you select your filters. Filters exclude data from your inquiry. You'll see that a filter for the current year is already applied. You can change this or remove it if you wish, but you'll usually want to keep it. You can add additional filters to exclude data from certain subjects or demographics. You'd use this if you wanted to only see data from one department or from one specific group of students. The next section allows you to select your row labels. Unlike filters, rows don't exclude any data, they just label the data you have. So if you wanted to see the results for just one department's courses, you'd filter out that department name or just the courses it covers, and then apply a row label to show course. If you wanted to see all departments' data broken down by course, you'd select two row labels, the first department and the second course. Next, you select your questions. Overall satisfaction is automatically highlighted, or you can choose any single question, several questions, or just the section headings by clicking on the grey lines. If you want to select several questions that aren't next to each other, hold down Control as you click on them. Anything highlighted in blue has been successfully selected. Finally, select your metrics. Anything that appears in the static spreadsheet can be shown in custom reports. You'll see that mean score and percentage agree are highlighted. Usually you'll only need percentage agree, but you could also run reports on response rate or population. Once you've checked all your parameters, click Generate Report to start running your report. So to run a report showing all courses in a given department, here's what I need at each stage. Firstly, select taught students. Secondly, apply filters. We only want this year's data, so we leave this selected. If you wanted, you could add in last year's data to compare the two, but don't forget to add this as a row label or your data will be aggregated together. We only want to see one department, so select the department you're interested in. Third, you want to label the row with the course name, so I'll add a course row label. Fourth, I want to look at the section headings, so I'll hold Control and select all the grey section headings from the questions section. Finally, we're only interested in our percentage agree, so this is what I choose. Then I generate my report. If you return no data, there's several reasons why this might be the case. First of all, check your fields. The most common reason to return no data is that your filters have excluded everything. Check that you've selected everything correctly at each stage. If everything's correct, it might be that your department codes don't work. There is a workaround. If you change your department filter to course title, you can manually select all the course titles that fall into the department you're interested in. Alternatively, it might be a sample size problem if you have a lot of small courses. If this is the case, you may only be able to compare subjects at levels 2 or 3 rather than specific courses. Keep changing your filters and rows until you have data available. For this query, my department codes didn't work, so I chose to filter out Business and Administrative Studies at subject level 1, then applied course title row labels. You can see at the top of your report exactly what parameters you ran. When you run the report, the first data you get is aggregated data for the whole department, or in this case, the whole of business at subject level 1. To show all the course titles, click on the green plus sign next to your row label. You can now see a drop-down list of all the courses attached to this JAX code. You'll see that there's plenty of stars. This is because these courses are small and didn't meet the internal publication requirement of 10 individual responses. But we do have some data, so this will be of use to each of these program leaders. To share this report with them, there are two options, save and export. To save the report on the TechSooner website, scroll back up and click Save. Give your report a name and an accurate description of the query you ran. If you wanted to share it with other users from your institution, for example if you created standard users, tick the box to share the report. Once you click Save, you'll return to the Custom Reports homepage. If you click on My Saved Report, you'll see your report appears there. Rather than running the query again, simply click View Report and it will appear. Below My Saved Reports is My Shared Reports. If you decide to share the report within your institution, your report will also appear here. The second option is to export your data to Excel. To do this, from your report, scroll up just above Save and Generate Report to Export and Display options. Click on the plus sign and your options will appear. You can choose to export the data unformatted if you like. This will remove any merged cells and make it easier to do any further analysis. If you're just going to send the spreadsheet as is, you don't need to check it. Just click Export to Excel. When you export your data, it looks like this. You'll see that even though I selected Hide Rows with No Data, that the starred date is included. If you wish to, you could highlight those rows and delete them. Whatever you do with the spreadsheet, you'll need to enable editing first. When I've deleted the rows with no data, I have a handy comparator sheet with all the courses in my department. I may want to add in an institutional or departmental average for comparison before I share it with my program leaders or circulate it as it is. Remember that this data is internal and can't be shared beyond your institution. Now you know more about custom reports, why don't you run one yourself? Before starting the next video, run and export a departmental report labelled by course title. In the next video, we'll cover two different styles of report. We'll demonstrate how to break your data down by 2 or more variables and how to compare your institution to others selected by you, such as your competitors, similar institutions, or those local to you. Thank you for watching. If you have any queries, please contact nss@nus.org.uk.